Hey friends, so today I want to talk about the 12 steps I used to build a six-figure side hustle in 2023 for free and then for $12 a month, which then actually became my primary business. So first, you want to make sure your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your social media handle shows who you serve, what you help them do, and how. So for example, in my case, I help solopreneurs, that's the who, do what? Sell their 4 to 5 figure offers. And how I help them do that is with writing and mentorship. Write content that speaks to the problem you solve. That is actually doing more research on the pain points that your customers and clients have and be able to write content to entice them to come towards you. And if someone asks a question in the comments, you reach out to them in private, say, hey, thank you for that question. You open up the dialogue. That is almost like a hidden excuse to get the ball rolling. Then you want to ask for a chat for free and see how you can assist them. That's by far been the best mechanism for me. Simply just going, do you have 15 minutes? Let's talk over this, and then you can pitch later on. Another thing I do is, when I first started, I did 10 or 20 of these calls and had a much better understanding of the problem that I was solving for this person. So I thought that people needed copywriting help when I started, but actually they needed help with their offers and how to package those up in the right way. And I could only figure that out by asking the right questions, right? So that was one thing I did immediately. Now, having a process to take people from A to B is a system that you build as you start to execute the work. You start to spot patterns and repetitive things that you can turn into processes. Another thing I did is I wrote out my process in a PDF and recorded myself with 5-minute Loom videos so I didn't have to keep explaining the same thing again and again. That then turned into a fancy little Notion document with the embedded files, which really helped me when I looked at scale and leverage. Another good tool is having a Calendly link, which is free, which you can add to your bio, and having that really helps. So for example, here, what I had in the past is I had visit my website or book a free consultation call. I still have that here in my LinkedIn strategy where people can book in a power hour, for example, with me, and it's really easy to set up. You see they're fully booked for the month, but it's exactly what's happening is like they get to come in, they get to book a slot, and then you have questions where you can help them. It doesn't have to have a price tag on it at the beginning, but to get started, you can just do it for free and lead people to it. That's exactly what I showed you here. You can have a clarity call or a power hour and charge for it. So for example, $125 as you get more experienced with it. You can also select the hourly slots and follow through and be available when you want to be available. That is something that really helps along the way because it, one, shows that you are in demand, and two, you control your calendar, which is really important. You show up with one piece of content daily and think long term. Like for me, I've been showing up for 2 years on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, and it just naturally grows and you get to help more people. And if anyone asks you a question in the comments, in the DMs, just send them that Calendly link, right? And I know this is far from a perfect solution, and there's probably 100 little subtleties I didn't get into, but pressing play is the most difficult part of the game. If you do this and stick to it for 3 to 4 months, then your life will change for the better. And it's really important to lead with value and not virality. If you have any questions, you can drop them below, or you can hit subscribe and check out some of my other videos because I'm trying to help as many people as I can. And if you're looking to work together, you can just DM me yes on LinkedIn and we can get you some clients. But essentially, the most important part that I've used is this calendar link here because you can put in testimonials, you can brush up your profile and stuff and actually help people get through to you, right? So you have like an optimized banner. You see how I showed you, like I help solopreneurs sell 4 to 5 figure offers to dream clients by working less through power writing without sales calls. You know, and then built myself an audience of 40,000 people by just simply showing up and engaging. And you get to pick the platform, whether it's YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever, but keep stacking. Like, for example, with me, I have this Calendly. I also get people to subscribe to my email list or apply to work with me. I have my testimonials with people. And I actually give out free value as well. So that balance, finding that balance is what is true to you. So when I started, I was like giving 90% value and reaching out to people 10% of the time. And now as my audience scaled, I'm actually doing like a 60-40 split between my content. And you can have a look here to see how I've done it. Another important thing that you can do is have, like, if you're on LinkedIn, an about section where you write a little bit about them and not you. Like, that's the catch here. Whenever we're writing content, we shouldn't be writing content and making it all about us. It should be in the context of how somebody else sees themselves through your work, right? So if we take this little snippet here, even though I'm saying I ran an agency for 7 years, I burnt out. And through that burnout, I got clients through friends, through partners, through disgruntled competitors. They're probably nodding, going, yes, me too. And then I invented a different model to get me off this hustle bus and actually focused on my business and everything else by capping spots, by knowing my freedom number, by counting profit and not revenue, and having a leveraged, low-stress business, right? And these are the things that I did, which resulted in these things that sort of gives you a little bit of competence. And then I'm introducing ways to work with me to accomplish that exact thing. So think about your content, think about how you're giving value, and think about the perception that somebody has. But I would start with these 12 steps, and hopefully that gives you some insight into how to do this yourself. I hope that was useful for you today.